Hello, welcome, it's great to see you. Today I am working in my little scrap therapy book. I am working with this month's Lollipop Box Club kit, which is Hugs and Kisses. I'm just grabbing the postcard to show you. So this is this month's Lollipop Box Club kit. I know I want to work in this little book, but I'm not sure what I want to do. So I'm going to have a quick look at the zine. In here you can find some journal prompts. So those are there, and you can also find a sketch for the month. Get this the right way up. So this one. So I'm basically just going to work with those. I have no other plans, so this is a great way to get me inspired. This is our general sort of layout, and I need to choose a prompt. So we have February plans and goals, favourite friends, what are you looking forward to, things you like about winter, or write a letter to include in your journal or scrapbook. I think I might go with number 5, the letter, because I haven't put anything in here yet about my one little word, and it would be fun to include like a little letter all about that. I don't want to work on that page today. This one might be cool actually, because the plan is that you can keep it as a pocket. I mean, there would be 2 pockets, wouldn't there? Do I need 2 pockets? It might look cute if I sort of downsize the sketch slightly. Maybe have it the opposite way. So like the heart and the 2 bits and the title. I don't know if I'd put the journaling on here, because it would go over this side unless I go for a different page for the sketch and then we do the journaling prompt separately. So I have got papers from the kits. I love this one and it matches so perfectly with this little book. So we could definitely use this one, or we've got plenty of others to choose from. There's loads in here. But yeah, I think I like this one. And then we've got all kinds of goodies. They're all just to my left, so all kinds of bits and bobs we can play with. So I'm thinking, let's do the January sketch, which is this one, on this page here, and then I will do a separate video turning this one into a cute little page and adding the one little word letter in there. So I will have the prompt and the layout in here eventually. What I'll do is I will pop you on fast forward and I will chat to you over there, because it's going to be much easier for you guys to watch me create faster than I really do. So I'll get on with this and I'll catch you on the voiceover. The first thing I'm going to do is cut my paper to size. I'm just using one of the pages already in there to work out what that is. I didn't choose a particular size for this, I just went with something that worked for me. So if you want to know that size, let me know and I will find it out and put it in the description for you. Using another page to mark where the holes need to be and punching those with my crocodile. Putting that back into the book and then finding my sketch for inspiration and popping that onto my desk as well. I don't actually have a giant heart of any kind, so I've gone for the old school trick of folding your paper in half, cutting out half of a heart, then when you unfold it you've got a lovely symmetrical heart to use. So I've done that with vellum. Now I'm putting out all different kinds of papers to layer. I use the same technique to cut the heart from these papers. So I fold them in half, I trace around the heart that I've already got, only half of it obviously, and then I'm cutting it slightly smaller than my trace line, just rubbing out the pencil that I got on the vellum there. So cutting this slightly smaller so that I can stack it with the vellum heart and create all different layers, and each one will peek out from behind the one in front. I originally put this scalloped one on the very front of the heart, but I decided I don't like it as much, so I cut the black and white one slightly smaller and changed the order of those slightly. Next up, I'm going to grab some tulle. I've got two, they're both from AliExpress. One has these gorgeous little pink hearts on it, and the other one is just white glitter. I put the pink heart one further back in the stack, and then I have the glittery one on the front. I use a little bit of hot glue to stick those down so that I can stitch the hearts together, and I'm just taking my page out of the book because it's much easier to work on if it's flat against the desk. Adding the hot glue in between the layers now just to hold them still, and then I go ahead and stitch a line down the centre of the heart on my sewing machine. There we go, all done. I cut around the heart, so I'm trimming the tulle but not exactly to the heart. I leave it slightly bigger than the paper or card shape in the centre. Probably easier to see what I mean than try to explain it. And then I'm just placing that on the paper exactly where the sketch tells me to. Before that, I have stitched around the edge of that piece which I just showed you. And I'm choosing a title from this little bag. I go for Love. Now I am choosing my journaling spot. So I use this blue paper. I decided it needs to be slightly smaller and it needs something extra. So I rip the edges, which I really like the look of. It just sort of adds that little bit of something, that little bit of texture. And then I slot that in between the layers of the heart. Eventually, I don't think I do that right now. I'm looking for two little pieces to replace the photos in the sketch. So I don't have any photos for this, it's literally just something for me to do for fun. So in place of the photos, I use these two pieces from the cut apart or postcard, depends how you want to use it. So I go for the red one, and then I can't tell what the other one says from here, but it's a pink outline. So they look quite cute together, and I staple those together. Have I already done that? Not sure. Adding some foam tape on the back of this love word that I'm going to use as my title. There you go, I'm stapling them together now. And then just placing love on top of those. Gluing my journaling spot in between the layers of the heart. And adding that down onto my page with a ton of double-sided tape. Then on my desk I spot this little clear bag with the white polka dots on it, and I've got some pre-made sequin mixes on my desk as well. I think they're from Cheryl, and so I just pop a scoopful of one of those into this little bag, seal it with some hot glue. I'm cutting off the self-adhesive piece because it's got a bit like yuck, it got a bit dirty where things have got stuck to it. So I've cut that off, used some hot glue, stapled it onto the page, and I'm just using that as another layer. And it's a great way to use up that little piece of packaging that would have otherwise been thrown away. Adding all of my bits on there to create a cluster. Then using a ruler to draw some straight lines onto my journaling spot. I use a ton of these tiny squares on the back of this because I have hundreds of them and I never get to use them up, so I've used them on there. It did take me ages to peel off all the little backing pieces, so I didn't make you sit through that. But I've popped that on that foam tape, and then I'm adding another layer of foam tape to the title so it will stand out even further. And then adding that onto my layout exactly as it is on the sketch above. I tried to make one of these circle stickers work because I love it, but it doesn't make the page in the end. Instead I go for the Mrs. Brimble's stickers, and a little bird I think is the first one that I select from that. First though, I'm adding a paper clip onto the little clear bag. I've gone for the red heart that comes in the kit. I was going to hoard this one forever. I'm really surprised that it got onto a layout as quickly as it did, but it's so cute. There's the little bird I was talking about. I fussed with him a bit, not sure where to put him. Then I add this pink bow onto the red piece. I place it as if it's on the white border of that piece. Then I grab some of these envelopes from the sticker sheet, adding one up there next to the bird and adding two down in the left corner, in between the title and the journaling spot. I mess with these for quite a while, I'm not sure where I want them. Then I decide to add some foam tape on this bird and it really brings that little top cluster together. So I've got the one little envelope, the cute little blue bird, and then I go back to working on the bottom left cluster. I pull out the die cuts, having a look through those, seeing what I can add. I love this hugs piece, so I add that straight on with a staple. I'm trying to add this pink envelope, and I think it does make it in the end, but I'm trying all different ways to layer these envelopes because I love the one with the heart on the front, but I don't want to cover the heart, so I mess about trying to make the three of them work and not lose that cute heart on there as well. Sorry that I'm slightly off screen for this, but I promise I come back very soon. But I'm literally just fussing with those three envelopes over and over, trying to work out where I want them to be. Then I decide that we need some little word stickers, partly for the words, I want to add those, but also the colours. It sort of brings that blue right up to that top left corner. I love a diagonal flow on a page. I don't know why, it's just my go-to. So I add some tiny word stickers on the top left and the bottom right. And then we are on to gems. I grab out a bunch of enamel dots and sparkly enamel dots and gems, all sorts. And I've got these heart ones. I try and use a bunch of these because I haven't used these on any projects and I want to get them used up. I want to start trying to use up my stash this year. So I'm adding those in a few places. Messing about with the placement of those for a minute. Does anyone else find it really hard to place gems and enamel dots and things? Anyone else constantly peeling them up and moving them? Adding some of these glittery purple ones. I love tucking them under things. I really love having them just sort of peek out of the edge. Using these two pink ones, which I'm really pleased about because I've only had these two left on that sheet for quite a while. And then matte enamel dots, which I don't reach for that often actually. They came in a Freckled Fawn grab bag about 2 years ago. So I want those off of my desk. I'm trying to use these tweezers to add the little gems. They're not my usual tweezers. I had misplaced them when I was making this. Luckily I've found them because nothing works quite like they do. But I'm using this weeding tool just to add these teeny tiny gems on because my substitute tweezers were not doing a good enough job. And we are all finished. There is our layout all done. So I've added a bunch of bits from the kit there, and then I've added in some gems from my stash. This doesn't really tell a story or anything, it was just fun for me to put together, and it will look super cute in my little book. Let's find a spot for it. So these pages came out and they shouldn't have, so I'll pop those back in. I am tempted to put it near a blue page. I think I've got a blue bag in here. This one. I'm tempted to put it there because I think it looks quite nice with the blue on the other side and then the pink ruffle. I'm not sure if you can see that. 1 second, once I've added it in, sorry, I will bring it over. So that is where it's going to sit in the album. I think it matches quite nicely, like I said, with the bag and this little pink ruffle. So I hope you have enjoyed creating this little scrap therapy page with me. If you're interested, I would be happy to film the other one as well. So obviously this is using the January sketch, which is, I'll sort of show you it this way because then you can see it the way that I've copied the sketch. In fact, if I turn this around, it's going to be easier, isn't it? So you can see we went from this to this. Yeah, so if you want to see me do the one that is the write a letter, I'm going to write a letter about my one little word. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and I will definitely film that for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. The links to Lollipop Box Club will be in the description if you're interested in getting a kit. And I even have a code down there for you, so you can grab yourself a bargain. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll craft again with you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.